Hey guys, my name is Olivia,
My name's Robert.
and welcome to Vox Populi, where you don't need a license to have an opinion. Hey guys, welcome back to Vox Populi. I'm Olivia,
I'm Robert.
and today we're going to be talking about D-Day and also Memorial Day, and just kind of go over how we feel about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's lack of acknowledgement on both of those significant holidays. Robert, do you want to go ahead and go first?
Yeah, it's just very disrespectful that he didn't even say anything on that. You know, that's a very historic period of time. You know,
I know it's really stressful to just have a president in office that's not really pro-military. If you look at the contrast between Biden and Trump, in my opinion, Joe Biden is probably is the most anti-American president we've had in a very long time. And, I've always been pro-military since I was a kid, mainly because my father was an airborne ranger, and he served in the Korean War, and he also served in the very last part of the Vietnam War, very last part. But he was mostly in the Korean War, airborne ranger. And, I know firsthand what these soldiers do when it comes to sacrifice. My dad has suffered traumatic brain injury from jumping out of airplanes during training and having 2 failed parachute attempts, is what the story is told by my dad. And so he suffers from traumatic brain injury, and he's been having seizures for most of his life, for 15 years, which are caused from his traumatic brain injury. He's now suffering memory issues, memory loss. So it's just one of those things that when you don't acknowledge the very men and women who serve your country and protect you and fight for your freedoms, it really deteriorates the honor and the privilege it is to be called America's commander-in-chief,
yeah, I really think that it's just also a sign of weakness, because right now you have Russia, you have China. China is they're publishing in their articles now that they need to prepare for war with the U.S. You have the U.S. publish these really woke ads for the military, right? You look at the ads in Russia, you look at the ads in China, and it's just this woke agenda that just continues to just build and grow, despite the pushback. It's managed to root and grow within the system. It's almost as if it's allowed to thrive. Isn't that, it's crazy?
It's doing a disservice to our country, actually. And there was a commander or lieutenant, sergeant or whatever. I don't know his rank off the top of my head, but he was part of the Space Force, I believe.
I heard about this. I was just thinking this.
Yes, and he came out saying that the military is starting to embrace the critical race theory, propaganda bullcrap that we're being forced to.
Don't they have like an equity and diversity task force in the Pentagon now or something?
Oh my God.
There's a diversity task advisor now or something.
Oh my God.
Okay,
so I'm just saying this from my perspective, okay? When you join the military, you're no longer, and I hate to say this, but when you join the military, you're no longer a person. You are property. But you are a respected property. You know what I mean? Because when you join the military, you're no longer your own person. You become part of something bigger than yourself. And I mean, property.
It's a sacrifice.
Yes, you're sacrificing your freedoms to fight for the freedoms of others. And what really just, it just makes me really angry.
Even there's even a bunch of people that join now that it's not even about the sacrifice out of love for a country anymore. Now it's just for money now, because things have just gotten worse over the ages. I can only imagine 50 years ago people could afford a house or maybe 2 cars. It's crazy now.
Food prices are going
With
up.
corn, when corn goes up, everything else goes up. That's just how it works. and you already have chicken. You have chicken going up. You canceled 2 pipelines. You canceled the Keystone, and then we had that one pipeline get hacked, right?
And then you gave the work to Russia on Joe Biden.
And now then just recently, the meat market industry got hacked, and then today, June 7th, I heard I didn't experience anything, but I heard major platforms went down, right? This is just all a sign of weakness and infrastructure. And now they're saying they're trying to change the word infrastructure. They're trying to change the definition so they can put other stuff into bills that they say they want to fix infrastructure.
Yeah,
but
like
it's not the case.
when they were pushing the stimulus bill, even they were. What was it? What was the term that they were using to remove the pork? That's what it was. To get rid of the pork, which was unnecessary spending, and it was taxpayer money going to other countries. Okay, so this is what Robert's talking about when it comes to America giving off the scent of weakness. Okay, so when it makes it even worse. When your own president doesn't uplift the military, and
Same with Kamala Harris. She didn't say anything.
She didn't say anything.
She said, have a nice long weekend. And
That's
she posted
for
a picture of herself. Like, is that not a little bit narcissistic? Now,
for Memorial Day.
Here's another thing. Recently, she went to Guatemala, right? And everybody in Guatemala is like. Has all the signs that say Trump won, all this stuff, right?
Oh, Guatemala said, "Get the hell out, boy. We don't need you."
She's giving reporters cookies of her face.
Well, didn't they say they were faceless though?
Well, of course they were faceless, but you're giving away cookies of that's like that one guy, that one leader who was making a speech and he pulled out an empanada out of a drawer while he was like giving a speech to people who were starving. He eats it mid speech. Oh, God. You know, like
it's just stupidity.
People
like
are
that.
so deranged.
So going back to D-Day. D-Day was probably one of the more significant events taking place during World War II, I believe, right?
Of course.
It was the invasion in France there was like different Allied commanders from Left General.
Oh yeah, dude, have you ever seen
Omar
Saving
Bradley.
Private Ryan? Have you ever seen that movie?
Which one?
Saving Private Ryan?
Oh, I don't think so.
Dude, it's literally like World War II, the movie, essentially. It's got like Tom Hanks. And it's crazy. You know, I feel like people are so dissociated from reality. Like
they're hooked up to their
people
phones.
My age, people 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, kids would lie on their what would they
enlistment
their application
paper.
they would lie to
About
go
their
and
age.
fight for the country. Like when you think about it, it's almost
it's
incomprehensible. You know, when you see that movie and what they went through, and it's crazy. I was watching, I was watching videos about it today too. It's just so crazy, like we owe them, even though they're not even alive, we owe them so much, which is why, like, even when you hear like talk about secession, it's like, you can't, bro. Like, too many have fought for the sanctity of this country
in all the states.
I hate to see us looking like this. I hate to see that. It's gonna be a long 3 years.
Oh, but China sure loves it. They're like, ooh.
But like we have to
Fresh meat.
Like, we can't just let this be on the back burner anymore. You used
Not
to be
anymore.
able to not care, right? You used to be able to not care. We used to all be able to go to Super Bowl, not anymore, and root for our teams. But now everything is political because politics is just up the stream from culture.
The very fact that they wanted to try to fly the LGBTQ flag at the Pentagon, the fact that they were even thinking about doing that instead of the flag that represents everybody, which is the red, white, and blue.
I heard they wanted to put the Black Lives Matter flag at embassies now.
I think they revoked it.
That's
though.
crazy.
I'm not 100%
if you ask
sure.
me,
It's demoralizing, actually.
Because I mean, like, you have to look past face value on everything, on everything. Like, I consider like everything is just like unconditional. Like, it's like stuff in the background. Like, there's always some hidden message, subliminal messaging and shit like that. That one movie where the guy, he finds the glasses and he puts it on and he sees, and it's like repopulate, like just buy, consume, work, slave, you know? Cause, and it's crazy, man. Like it's becoming reality is what it is.
You know, my like I said, Memorial Day is probably the one that really hurts me the most. Seeing our president not acknowledge the lives sacrificed, and you know, I was watching.
I don't think he remembers.
He does. He does have a.
I don't
That
think
might be the problem.
I don't think they forgot to tell him. Like,
They forgot to give him his meds. That was the issue. Anyways, that was a good one.
Your vitamins.
He forgot. Anyway, so man, that joke. Anyway, so Memorial Day. I was watching Kate's Unsafe Space on Facebook. I love watching her channel. Shout out to you. I was watching her go out and ask people during Memorial Day weekend. You know, people go out and have fun on Memorial Day weekend. They go out and drink, have fun. You know, that's great. That symbolizes freedom in America. That's what that. And she went out.
And then you ask them, "What do you know what Memorial Day is?" And it's like, "Oh yeah."
They didn't even know. They were like, I couldn't believe.
I was shocked when I saw that video.
I couldn't believe the answers people were giving. They were literally saying, "Oh, it's about my homies in the hood dying, right?" And then some people were saying
they just don't know
something about our soldiers.
It's almost as if they're not teaching our children the right
not.
things in school.
No,
that can't possibly be it, though, right?
No, it is. It is. Because whenever they started when they took out home economics in school, that's when it started going downhill.
You used to take driving class. You used to, not anymore.
They got rid of home ed, stuff like that. So kids are not learning how to appreciate the country that they have.
Especially not with this past year with the COVID, you know? Because like my sister, I mean, she's been out of school for like a year, you know? She's just been chilling inside, you know? Now we have to take her, we have to take her out now so she can get her exercise. You know, you used to have gym class and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now they're teaching all sorts of weird stuff to kids, man. It's so weird. I be seeing stuff like they're trying to teach kids about kink and now that it's Pride Month, right? We have to why do we have to bring sexualization to children? You know, no.
It's brainwashing. So
it's indoctrination is what it is. You know, you have all these people they're trying to push, and you're seeing the videos. Like you can see the videos. Like these parents, they're going to the school board meetings now, and they're like, "What the heck, bro? Like, what is this that you're reading to my children?"
And this is and then they grow up with all that in their minds, and they don't know how to think for themselves. So when they go into the military, then they're not able to decipher what it means to serve and protect the Constitution and just taking orders. No bashing to the armed forces. We love you. We appreciate you guys.
Of course.
But it's hard not to be, caught in the web of all this.
Yeah, dude. Like I feel like in another life, I could have joined like the military.
Oh, I would not suggest it now because you won't be serving the country. You'll be serving an agenda.
See, I would, but it's just the times right now, like.
So, in regards to Memorial Day, and you were saying it shows weakness that our president didn't even acknowledge it until after he got backlash for it. And Kamala Harris was just as bad about it. She didn't. It's like have a nice weekend and enjoy your long weekend. And it's like it's people don't even appreciate.
It's so crazy. Like
people don't appreciate what it means to be free.
All she had to do was was literally just type in her phone like a few extra words, Happy Memorial Day, something like. But no, it
needs to be deeper than that.
The silence itself says volumes.
I'll tell you, it's Memorial Day is a slap in the face. When you don't acknowledge it as the president to the American people, it's a slap to the face to every single family that sacrificed their husband, their wife, their son, their daughter, their grandchildren, anybody that went into the military. They had family, and that family had to make a choice of sacrificing one of their own For you, Joe Biden, I'm talking directly to you. You didn't even bother to acknowledge the brave men and women who fought for your freedoms to sit on your ivory throne and treat them like shit. That's what you didn't acknowledge. They fought for my freedoms to talk out against you. They fought for Robert's freedoms. They fought for our friend and producer's freedoms, Jonathan. They fought for so many of our freedoms, and they do it so often that citizens. I'm ashamed. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm conservative middle, okay? And to all the patriots out there, to all the Trump supporters out there, to anybody that respects America and its core values, I'm actually really sad that you're not standing up. You're being quiet. And I'm saying this because I hate to say it, but Black Lives Matter and Antifa, they're very effective at getting what they want.
It's because we're the real tolerant people, you know, like they say the left loves to be like, oh, we're tolerant, you know, all this, right? But meanwhile, tolerance is gonna be. But yeah, that's also,
they're more
it's
effective.
a double-edged sword, you know, which is part of why I want to make more content like this, is because, like I said, you can't just stay quiet anymore. Everything is political. You have to, like, you cannot stay uninformed. You cannot, there's crazy stuff happening every day. There's crazy stuff happening that they don't even tell you about. It's so crazy that they're putting UFOs on the news and no one cares because the economy is doing so bad. And it's like, you know, isn't that put then here's the universal truth that people need to get on board. Okay, if you live in this country, you live in America, you are an American, this is your home, you should love your home, you should like to keep your home clean, you should like to lock your door, you like to lock your doors every night, right? But, you know, like, it's just common sense. I love my country because this is my home, right? And, you know, you can debate with me all you want. You know, America's the freest country in the fucking world, dude.
Why do you think so many people come here and risking their lives to live in our country? It's not because we're racist. It's not because we're white superiority or that whiteness is evil. It's because we learned from our mistakes in history of how racism is evil and how whiteness can, you know, be misconstrued as something evil when it's not. I'm considered white, and I'm not even from a country that's white. I'm from Bulgaria. Do any of y'all even know where Bulgaria is?
Some people don't know where Bulgaria is.
My friend, is right next to Russia.
I knew that.
Or no, I'm sorry. It's right next to Romania. It's right next to Romania.
Apparently you don't know where it is either.
I do know. It's right next to Romania and Turkey. Those are the two closest countries to it, and Greece is also near there.
But it's no coincidence that, like, we have a generation of dimwits, essentially. It's no coincidence. Of course, you have to look past the surface. There's a reason why they want gun control. There's a reason why they want to censor you. There's a reason why they don't want you to speak, and there's a reason why they want your kids to learn certain things, right?
And we're going to be covering all these topics over the period of our show and stuff. But today we're just really wanting to acknowledge Memorial Day, and we want to acknowledge D-Day and all the people and all the forces that were coming together for a common purpose. And you know what? I think that's what's wrong with America right now, is that we don't have a common purpose anymore. And what should be a common purpose is loving each other and realizing that we as individuals are responsible for our actions towards another person. It's not, you know, if I went out and said that some dude is, you know, if I was saying a racial slur to another person, President Trump, President Biden, President Kamala Harris, whoever's the president at the time, whoever's in office at the time, is not responsible for that. I am. I made the choice, because you start with thinking up here. And as my Aunt Linda always told me, I'm also a Christian, and I don't care if y'all don't like it. I'm a Christian. That's why I'm here, is because God gave me a blessing in life. Okay, he gave me the ability to feel this kind of passion for my country, to be willing to go and put my face to my voice to the public, and this is what I'm doing. So my Aunt Linda always told me. She said, you know, so goes the believer, so goes the nation. And I can't tell you how far we have come away from God, in a sense.
That's no coincidence either, that there's a push away from God, right?
When
There's
they-
a push away from the what do they call it, the nuclear family. They even say this. They want to destroy the nuclear family. Like, who's telling you to say this? You know, like, these people, like, they want to destroy the nuclear family. They know what that means exactly, you know. You know, like, it's a little ridiculous, and it's obvious once you pay attention to it for a little bit, you know, like, you see through it, you know.
I'm a concerned citizen. So is Robert.
Of course, I'm very concerned with the inflation, with you know, all they want to put all this stuff, like the People's Act, something like that, you know. They want to make things. They want to make things really bad.
Nazi Germany, here we come, 2.0. That's where it's headed.
Boogaloo 2.0, yeah.
I'm serious.
I as nihilistic as I can be, a bit of optimism never hurts you guys.
That's true.
It never hurts.
Be optimistic about living in the United States.
Stoicism is the way.
Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. So, but yes, we're making a video today regarding D-Day.
Yeah, we had to say something. We had to say something.
I mean, there's not much to say other than, you know, Biden, you're such an a-hole. Or you really are. And I don't care if you don't like what I have to say. I mean, you don't need a license to have an opinion here on our show.
You shouldn't need a license.
Not at all.
It's the First Amendment, bro. Like.
So I want to personally thank every single family in our country that has had someone in the military and has lost them in the in, you know, active duty or reserved. I want to say thank you to Robert's family, because you said you had some people that
my grandfather, he flew like Apaches in Vietnam, bro.
Oh my God.
Like, dude, and my father, he served in like the Korean War, and he's been around, you know.
It's not the same as
but yeah, you know, like,
I want to say
I can only imagine, you know, like we live so comfortably. Humanity has never, this is how I look at it. Humanity has never lived so comfortable. We've never had it so good. We have air conditioning. We can freeze our food. You know, we can at least be entertained. You know, like, we have life so good.
I would suggest
you have people that want to advocate for violence in the streets and stuff. It's crazy.
You're right, man. And you know what? I would also suggest 2 movies for everybody to watch to kind of get you to understand how important Memorial Day is.
If you like movies.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're a movie buff. I mean, but even then, as an educational thing, you know, movies are not always real, but some of these movies are based on some historical, you know, happenings.
Just get really inebriated and then watch Saving Private Ryan, and you'll never be the same again.
And Hacksaw Ridge and The Patriot. Those 3 movies. Watch them. Let your kids watch them. And learn what it means to be a proud American. America has its faults, but we have overcome so much as a country. And we don't need a president to do it. I'm going to tell you this.
There's a difference between nationalism and patriotism. I feel like patriotism is like the Americanization of nationalism. But nationalism, this is your home. You should be proud and boastful of the fact that, you have the Second Amendment. You can protect. You have the right to self-defense. You have the right to believe literally anything you want. You have people that believe in crazy stuff. You have the right to believe it. You have the right to burn the flag, right? But that's a product of our reality. It's a product of freedom. You cannot use freedom to destroy. Why would you use your freedom to destroy freedom, right? That's a question for the people, right, at the very, very top, right? It's not a question for us, right?
We know. And it's all paid by the ultimate sacrifice by everybody in the military that has died in action or died from military service, or those who are suffering ailments after service, like my father suffering traumatic brain injury, and my uncle, who's a lieutenant colonel in the Army, he suffered a lot of things too, mostly being away from home all the time. And so that was a sacrifice he made. So, we're here to just, as our first video, we just want to say thank you to every single military soldier that we have fighting for our freedoms right now.
And thank you anyone who actually decided to just watch this. I know this is our first video. We're gonna post more content like this, and we're new to this. We're gonna get better. We hope that you'll stick with us and see us get better as well.
And we don't need Joe Biden to appreciate our veterans and our current serving military people. That's up to us. Don't let Joe Biden be the one that tells you when to appreciate the military that protects your freedoms. It's up to us to do that. As citizens, it's our duty.
All right. Well, that's about it for this episode.
Yes, our next episode will have a little bit more precise content to talk about. So hopefully we'll catch you on the flip side soon.